Hey guys, it's me again, bringing you another deck profile. This time I managed to win our local charity event with pure Ryzeal. So first of all, the shoutouts. Thank you to all my testing partners and my inner circle, and also shoutouts to Lukas Prinz especially for helping me theorize with the deck. I decided to play the pure variant because I did not have the access to Fiendsmith cards, and also I think the pure variant has a lot of advantages going for it, which made me maybe even pick this over the Fiendsmith variant. So I went undefeated, and this got me this beautiful deck box and this playmat right here. Yeah, so without further ado, let's go to the list. So for the main deck, we play triple Ice Ryzeal, triple Sword, and triple X. This is about as standard as it gets. You will always see this at 3 as well as triple Bonfire, because you really need your starters, and these are the only really good starters in your deck. Everything else is just kind of wacky. For further engine requirements for the Ryzeal cards, we play Double Cross with plugin and Node. Double Cross is a bit unusual. Normally you see one, but in this variant we play Pot of Desires, and because it's the pure build, we are lacking a lot of grind game without the Fiendsmith cards. So this really helps you. It often gets removed in grinder games, especially in the mirror match or against Fiendsmith, because they summon Chaos Angel and banish this. So it's really good to have a second one. Also, if you banish one with Desires and don't have another one, it's sometimes a little difficult to win the grind games, especially if you banish some names. So the second one was really good for me. It's also kind of nice as a hard draw, because if you have this plus a starter, you can just summon, activate this, go into Dual Drive, and then play around every hand trap that isn't impermanence. So yeah, worked out good for me. Then because the deck is kind of bricky, you need to have more consistency. That's why we play 3 Pot of Desires. It was very good for me. It happened once that I banished, I think, 8 names and then couldn't win because of it. Otherwise, the card is just very good, draws into more non-engine. And we're drawing a lot of cards with this deck because I usually go for the Dugaris line in turn 1. So we draw like 2 cards of Dugaris, 2 cards with this. It's very, very good. And that's basically it for all the engine we play. The rest of the deck is non-engine, because even if you don't have a good hand or don't have enough starters, you can still survive 1 or 2 turns with the non-engine and get into them. So for hand traps, we played triple Ash Blossom, triple Veiler, 3 Nibiru, 3 Impermanence, and 3 Fuvalos. The deck is quite oriented onto Steven Santoli's list from YCS Anaheim. He didn't play Nibiru, but I think Nibiru is very strong in this format. The thing I like about Nibiru is that against some decks in the format, especially decks like Malice, if you just open Nibiru and no other hand trap, in certain scenarios this is enough to win the game, because you just nip them at the perfect point and then your engine is enough to play through their board or through their what's left over. Otherwise, all these hand traps are standard. These are very, very good, especially Impermanence is so strong against Detonator when you draw it as a 6th card. And Fuvalos, in worst case, is a level 4. I won the finals because I, under draw, I summoned extra Ryzeal, then normal summoned the Fuvalos, went Exiton, and whoa Pistol board. So this was very good. I liked all of this. I would consider to play Ghost Ogre in the future, maybe. I'm not a fan of Mourner, but Ogre is very good right now, so this is another thing that I'd consider. But Ogre is usually very good into Ryzeal, but not into the rest of the decks in the format, so I was happy with this 15, because we also played a little board breaker amount, so we ran triple Forbidden Droplet. This was the best card of the tournament for me. It was so insane. I did so many incredible things with it. Summoning Exiton into full boards, using the effect, it got Imperm, you chain this and you get a Chaos Angel that's with Light Dark, and just everything dies. The card is incredible. I really liked it, and it also works going first if you draw it. First of all, this was a last minute decision. I changed this 5 minutes before the start of the tournament. Beforehand I played triple Talons, but this was very, very strong. I'm so happy I did this. This won me the whole event. We still played 1 copy of Talons as the 41st card on the deck, because we side triple Thrust, and there is no place in the side deck for the Talons, so we just added as a 41st card then. It worked out very good. Nothing to say, it's just a solid card. And then for the last 3 cards in the main deck, which is also inspired by Steven Santoli, I main deck triple Solemn Strike. Was also very, very strong for me in the main deck. Nobody really expects it, and it helps you into the slower matchups like Ryzeal. It's also strong into Malice, and into decks like Ryzeal or mid-rangey builds of decks. You can also keep this in going second, because usually you get into the grind game if you have to try to break a board, or you hand trap them, they go half boards, and you just play through it with your Ryzeal engine. So this worked out perfectly for me. Next up to the extra deck. I played double detonator and double dual drive. It's quite standard. In the future, I would play third detonator. I had some matches where I really needed a third one because they got banished by bestials if you sent them to the graveyard, or by Nightmare Unicorn, Capture Unicorn. So I would play third detonator going forward, and I will show you in a minute what I'm about to cut. For the requirement cards you have to kind of play in your extra deck, play one Neurologic for Ext. Very strong to break boards. One Zeus, one Typhon. I made Zeus once, I think, and I made Typhon like 3 or 4 times, so they really come up. I would not play without them. And the one Donner, you have to play this because of Nibiru, to remove the Nibiru from your field so you can resolve X to search. For rank 4s, I think these rank 4s are the best right now that you cannot cut. I always go Dugaris blind in my first turn to get into more non-engine. This drawing strike is like insane. Baguska is a really good floodgate option. Exciton is incredible going second at breaking boards. Also, some people forget that it can also trigger in your opponent's battle phase, so if they just try to overrun it, you just use the effect again, blow up everything else. And I think Dweller is uncuttable. This card is incredible into the Fiendsmith matchup and into the Ryzeal Fiendsmith matchup, because they set up the Fiendsmith in Paradise in the graveyard, which will interrupt you during your turn, so you just summon this. They can use Paradise, you chain this, Desiree won't trigger, and then you use it in your opponent's turn again, so they are cut off of their follow-up. Incredible card. I even saw myself summoning this with plug-in back just to have another turn where I can stun their graveyard. Very strong. And then I believe you have an amount of 3 flex spots, because these 12 cards are standard. So I play Tornado Dragon. I summoned it once against Malice, was okay, but like nothing too special. One Castel, this was amazing. I shuffled away so many cards with this, and there's also another reason why you have to play this, which I will show you in the side deck. And the last card is I played the Starleech Photon guy, which protects you from hand traps when you go into your first turn. Or you can set up the unbeatable board against Tenpai, where you summon this, Baguska, and Duo Drive with the field spell. Tenpai needs Droplet, otherwise they cannot out this, but I did not play any Tenpai, and I think your Tenpai matchup usually is good enough to win anyway, so I would cut this. I did not summon it at all. I always send it with X because I didn't need it. I would cut this to play a third detonator, and then I think the extra deck is perfect. And for the side deck, play Triple Perulia for the pure Ryzeal deck and random stuff like Sprite and White Forest, so it was a good card. I don't think you have to play it right now, but because I saw playing a bunch of random decks, I did put it in. I decided against Sprite in the finals, but it didn't come up. So yeah, it's okay. It was okay. It was good against Ryzeal. 3 Lancea for Malice and random stuff. Like, it's also good against. It hits random decks like Ritual Beast, Orchist, and stuff. So yeah, very good card right now. But the usual playing point is because it's so good against Malice. 1 Cop by the Grave for going first and for graveyard decks, so this your cards go through more often. It's also a good card to draw into. Really like this. Then Triple Thrust. You don't side this for going second. You only side it for going first to get to your Floodgate traps. The only matchups where I side this in going second is against White Forest and the pure Fiendsmith or Fiendsmith Musketeer deck, because they can very easily summon a Chaos Angel with a Light Dark, and you cannot out that card without Impermanence or Droplet. So you can side this in to grab Impermanence or Talons to get the Chaos Angel off the field, so you can win the game, because otherwise it will be there stuck forever and you can never really win. But usually it's to set your going first traps, which are Dimensional Barrier, for the Mirror Mage, Branded and stuff. And I also played one card that is like Dimensional Barrier for every deck in the format, except welcome Creation Labyrinth, which is Harpy's Featherstorm. So what you do with this is if you open this, and mostly if you get chummied and you don't really want to go into a big board, you activate this, so you see if they ash it. If they don't ash it, you set Featherstorm from the deck. Then you use your starter, whichever starter you have that plays into their chummy the least. And then just grab your follow-up. You go into Castel as the third summon, because Castel is a Winged Beast. You summon this as your third summon, and then you just pass. They cannot nib you because you only need 3 summons. They have to force this because you're not forced to activate it, you hold it. So if they like normal summon anything, use the effect, you just activate this. They can't go into Typhon because you only summoned once from the extra deck. So you just activate this, they basically pass turn, you can spin with this whatever they summoned, and then just win the next turn. It was incredible for me against like 2 or 3 matchups where I said it was game on the spot, insane card. Would definitely keep playing this, it was incredible for me. And then for the last card in the side deck, just for going first, I play Triple Judgment. Helps against board breakers like Evenly or Slayer, Talons, whatever. I negated a droplet for 3 with this, which was insane. And you all draw into this with Dugaris or Desires, so yeah, worked out very good for me, and I would not cut this. I think the side deck was very good, you could change the Peruli as everything else I think is set in stone. So yeah, that was it for the deck. I hope to see you again, and yeah, have a good day, like and subscribe. Bye.